why did you guys choose? Oh, there we go.
Did it work?
Got it. And so, what made you guys choose the zombie subgenre of horror?
We love zombies.
Yeah,
Right?
we've always wanted to make zombie movies. We've always wanted to explore the horrible fascination of living past death and trying to kill other people.
I think everybody is afraid of dying.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the zombies free you from that because even if you're dead, you can still party. You can still have a good time. You can
Right?
still date. You can eat people. So,
Yeah, our movie's very dark, but we've always been interested in the whole zombie genre. And I've always wanted to make a zombie movie. And so this movie almost kind of like made itself. It was just meant to be. It just was so easy. Everything just fell right into place. Like we would be looking for locations and we wouldn't be able to find them. And then right before we shot the scene, the perfect location would just appear.
Oh,
And
right on.
the characters, we cast an amazing crew of local and international stars. They were amazing. And everyone just did such a great job. And when we got home to review all the footage we had recorded, every single shoot, we could use basically 90% of it. It was so good. And
Oh, there you go.
this was a book originally. We had begun writing it about 2 years ago, and it's so intricate and it's different from other zombie movies because it's more focused on the relationships of the characters than it even is the situation surrounding them. It's a family trying to survive during the horrible zombie apocalypse and trying to deal with the fact that one of their family members is going to turn into a zombie. Enoch is the older brother. He's played by Alex Hahn, and he was bitten by the zombie while saving his younger brother, Aaron, who's played by Bobby Batson. And that dynamic between the two brothers is that Aaron feels incredible guilt for being responsible for getting his brother accidentally bitten. And Enoch has to deal with the fact that he is going to turn into a zombie and his whole family will be left on their own. And so through the whole story, these two brothers are trying to protect each other and they're in this hopeless situation that there is really no way out of. And it's just really a lot of fun to explore. So we're really excited about it.
There is some comedy in the film. I wrote in comedy because
she wrote all of the action fight scenes. She wrote all of the funny parts. She invented the character of Dakota, who was awesome.
Well, and I stand for women empowerment. So of course I threw in a lot of empowered women because we have warriors and they're out bashing zombies. And they're all women, beautiful women.
And one young girl character that we created, it was my mom's brilliant idea, is named Pyro, and she's played by Megan Eddy. And she is a young, spunky, little firecracker of a girl who kicks royal ass and has to save our main characters several times during the movie.
Nice. Yeah, I was reading a little bit of the press kit that was sent to me. And, speaking of the women empowerment thing, I think it's great that you guys banded together and you're actually putting women in a position in the horror genre that's not the final girl. You guys are actually, you're producing material, you're providing lore and stories for the community, which is really great. You don't really see a whole lot of female filmmakers and whatnot. So I think that's great. That's really awesome.
Yeah, we get contacted all the time by women in the industry. I have several friends who are producers, and they tell me, Diana, you and Brit did it the right way. You started out making your films instead of working your way up through the ranks, working on everyone else's films. Instead, you created a whole studio and went out there and kicked ass and made your own projects. And right now we have 2 films, an audiobook, and a comic book. So
I actually seen that on the website. That comic book looks really good. And being a comic book nerd, I'll probably have to check that out. So, but yeah, absolutely. Again, kudos to you guys for just like you just said, diving right in. You didn't start at the bottom on other people's projects and work your way up. You went in knowing what you wanted and you got it. That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
One of our greatest accomplishments is my mom decided to reach out to legendary actor Tim Curry and also Doug Bradley, and both of them said yes to be in our other animated film, Dagon Chronicles, and it was one hell of a day when that happened. We were so excited. And
we're both big fans of Tim Curry and Doug Bradley.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, Bryce Papenbrook is in our film. And as everyone knows, he is in like 47 animated films. So he's legendary in his own right.
Right. That seems like a really cool project. I love Tim Curry. Doug Bradley's great. I met him in person a couple times. Great cat, love him to death. Tim Curry, never had a chance to meet him, but one of the all-time greats for sure. Ever since I first saw him in Rocky Horror, and then It, and then so on and so forth. But great guy. Sorry to get off topic, but great guy. Love me.
He did such a chilling job for our evil villain Necrofer. It was just wonderful to hear him really bring that character to life. He brought such sinister personality. He was also quite sexy. He completely changed the direction our character was going to go and made it his own, and it was a lot of fun to hear him do that.
Absolutely. Great and talented man. Great and talented man for sure. Going on to my next question. Who are some of your major influences, be it film? You mentioned comic books as well, written prose. Do you just any major influences in any of those mediums?
I love Stephen King. And I also love J.K. Rowling. And I grew up watching a lot of cheesy old scary films, and when you're used to things that aren't that scary, later in the 80s I watched Hellraiser, and it shocked me. I was like used to old things that weren't scary. When I saw Hellraiser, I was terrified. I think Pinhead is one of the scariest characters I've ever seen, and Freddy Krueger, of course, is terrifying. I would love to have Robert Englund in one of my films. But Hayao Miyazaki has also been a big influence. I love animated films. I watched all of Hayao Miyazaki's animated films, Spirited Away. I love animation. I started out as a graphic artist and an art teacher, and so the arts is a really big thing for me. And so I was influenced a lot by animation, and I like horror animation. I like things that are a little bit creepy, a little bit unusual, a little bit scary. I loved Coraline. I've just always been addicted to the creepier side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked a little bit about Scoffer Studios a minute ago, how you guys pretty much dove right in and started it from the ground up and what have you. You want to go into the origin a little bit more than that? Like what prompted you to say, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do this. We're not going to play by anybody else's rules. We're just going to dive right in and do our own thing.
Well, actually, when we started making our own studio, we had some ideas about things, and we threw them out there online. Like we had made a poster of Dagon, and we hadn't even started out making the film yet. It was a book, and people reacted to the poster. You could say it was kind of like a like a tryout, because we were releasing little things like, oh, do you think this should be a film, or do you think this would make a great movie, or what do you think of this character? And we started hearing back from people on Twitter, on Facebook, and we were just amazed that people were so.
Hello? Still there? Okay.
Yep, I'm here.
Sorry.
I must have lost you.
Yeah, unstable connection. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying, you guys kind of touched on the origin of your guys' studio, how you dove right in. You didn't want to play by anybody else's rules or work on their projects. You dove right in, started your own thing. You want to elaborate a little bit more on that? Like, what were the key factors that drove you to just say, you know what, we're going to do it our way, forget what everybody else is doing?
Oh, we've always been very independent. Brit and I are both sassy and independent. We like to do things our way, and we won't take no for an answer. And so many people were interested in our projects and would contact us and say, these are amazing projects that we felt really confident going forward with creating Dagon and making it into a full out animated film with stars packed in there. I mean, we've got like 14 big stars. We've got also Jimi Hendrix, or Leon Hendrix is now in there. And when we did the zombie film, it was kind of just an idea. And Brit is the one responsible for that. She's like, you know, do you think we should make this film? Should we make a zombie film? I said, hell yeah, let's do it. And she just went forward with it, and everything just fell into place. Our studio is kind of magical. When we start something, usually it just explodes, and everyone starts looking at it. And it gets tons of attention, and stars are drawn to it, and pretty soon it's just magical. It just happens.
With the zombies, we really, all of our projects are based on relationships and emotion. That's at the core of all of our projects. It's not just, oh, there's a zombie apocalypse and countries are fighting each other and zombie hordes are running everywhere. It's the two characters, two brothers, trying to survive, trying to protect each other. And in life, you usually only have a few people who really, really care what happens to you. I mean, you can have friends and you can have, you know, relations and everything, but there's usually only 2 or 3 people who genuinely are there for you in times of crisis. And those relationships are precious. And when they're threatened, you will do anything to protect them. And so in this zombie film, we really explore that. And the characters, they're flawed. They have human issues. They have human frailties. Aaron is the younger brother, and he runs when Enoch saves him. He doesn't even think about it. He just runs because he's scared, and he's a kid. He's 14 years old. And he runs, and by the time he realizes what just happened and he just abandoned his brother, it's too late. And so Enoch is also flawed because with this dilapidating bite that is slowly turning him into a zombie, he is now weak. He can't protect his family as good as he used to. And in wanting to protect them, he actually puts them in more danger quite often because he'll go off by himself and try and do something, and then Aaron has to go and try and save him when all hell breaks loose. But it's a lot of fun, and it's just, we had a blast making it. We met some incredible people. We got Luke Truan, who does a lot of the music for the Discovery Channel. He did all of Shark Week's music, and he's writing some of the main soundtracks for the film. We also have Robert Wilson, who's a great local artist. He's doing a lot of the music, and we also have Beautiful Dark, who is an Australian musician, and he is doing the more atmospheric type scenes. And we have Dark Hoffman, who just designed our amazing poster, and I got so excited I posted the draft of it because I'm just that way.
Dark Hoffman is in our movie Dagon Troll World Chronicles. He's one of the voice actors. He's also responsible for doing some of the background art. And as you know, Dark Hoffman is amazing in his own right. He's a fabulous artist. He does artwork for like Hocus Pocus and Hotel Transylvania. And he's just amazing. He's amazing posters with anything, AI art. And we're also going to have him do some other things for us in the studio. He's just amazing.
Right on. Yeah, very talented individual. Very talented. So you had Bobby and Maggie Batson working on the same film. What was it like having 2 siblings working together on the same project?
Maggie hasn't come down yet. She was busy. I believe she's in college. So she was away. And we had Bobby on the set. And Bobby was so much fun to work with. He's so energetic. It was funny because we were shooting in this abandoned house. And we were doing this rehearsal scene where a bunch of zombies are chasing our main character, Enoch. And we were doing makeup on some of the other zombies, and we turned around, we looked, and there was this flash of golden hair just flying around the side of the house. And all of us stopped and said, "Which zombie is that?" Because he's so fast. And we're like, Enoch, you're gonna get eaten if that's the zombie. He's like, "No, that's Bobby." And we're like, "Oh, no wonder, 14-year-old energy." There he goes. It was like running rings around everybody. But he was a great actor. He had a great attitude, and he even cried on demand. I was very impressed. For a young actor to be able to cry on demand, that is a big step. So we were very impressed with him and highly recommend him to other filmmakers. We had some incredible young talent on this film, and we had some incredible talent, period. Everyone just really came together on this, and we made it awesome. And
we also had some UK actors come down from Britain, and we had Louise White, and we had Ison Dejmal, and then we had Charlotte, what I can never remember. Jenner. Charlotte Jenner. And they did a fabulous job. Okay. Aishin plays a reporter, Daphne Albright, and she has to go down in a cave in the dark looking for the undead, and it's a terrifying scene.
Right.
Terrifying. And I can't think of anything worse. And we were down in that cave for hours getting these shots. It was truly terrifying down there.
Yeah, one of our stars was a 13-year-old boy. We stuck him down in the caves with Aishin. And he was so scared, I think, because later on when we had the same zombies, he's like, I recognize you. And she's like, yeah, I ate you in the cave. He's like, ah! But that was a lot of fun. Nice. His name's Isaac Morton, and he was a really great screamer down there in the cave. He
was wonderful. He was screaming, and
he played news reporter Daphne's unpaid intern, Melvin, and it was a lot of fun to kill him in the cave. Yeah. Oh shit! I should have said it's a spoiler. Sorry.
Hey. I'll act surprised. Now, when I watched the trailer, one thing I noticed, and that it's kind of how I'm wired when I'm watching something, like I kind of focus on, I focus on story and then effects, like in that order. So when I was watching your trailer, I noticed like the physical effects in the trailer alone were pretty darn good, in my opinion. And I was just wondering, was that like a budget choice or like a personal choice or maybe a mixture of the two?
If you watch Fear the Walking Dead, there's this scene where one of the zombies is crawling across the ground and she has no torso. And when I was watching that, I noticed that the blood on the grass was floating about an inch off of the grass because they've animated the blood. And so it threw the whole thing off, and I'm like, I was into it, but now the blood is floating over the grass. I don't think I can get into this now. I was just kind of wrecked the moment. So before we started filming this, I stocked up on so many gallons of red food dye. It was ridiculous.
Right. We had gallons of blood.
We had gallons of blood and various different edible and non-edible formulas for blood. We still have blood everywhere.
We had arms, we had legs, and I think some of them got bitten and eaten during the filming of this film. It was crazy.
The actors would get so excited that they'd start eating our props, like literally. And it looks great on camera, but then I'm like, don't eat that. We
had brains, we had hearts, we had all kinds of body parts, thumbs and toes.
Everyone is probably majorly sick of chocolate syrup now because we had this mixture of gory, horrible zombie vomit, and they stick it in their mouth and they just let it dribble. And it looks amazing on camera.
It smells really nice, though.
And it's just chocolate syrup.
And we attracted tons of insects. Yeah. Which was fun because, in the scene, they're dead, right? There's zombies.
There's these giant
flies all over them. And we're like, hey, this is great,
So you got added production value.
Yeah,
exactly.
And everyone would like, say I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, just keep film. I'm just gonna keep filming. If you want to throw up, go for it. It looked great.
But it was amazing. We had so much fun, and the cast had so much fun. And as we do everything, it was like a big family. And of course, when everyone got together, it was like a love fest. I mean, we had so much fun filming it. And
everyone pitched in. We would have giant tables of food, and we'd supply most of it. But we also had help from local food trucks, like At the Curb Food Truck and Catering, that was from a local business in Mountain Home, Arkansas. And we also had several people bring supplements like Gatorade for the kids and all this different stuff. It was a lot of fun. It was like a big barbecue / monster murder fest.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about influences a little couple minutes ago or whatever. Basically, what I want to ask you guys, and this is a question I got for every independent filmmaker, every writer, what have you. If you had unlimited budget, total control, what franchise would you take over personally and just completely do it in your way?
Well, we literally did that exact thing with this zombie film and with our other film too. We just we take over. We're like, we don't care what rules there are. We don't care what you say. We're gonna make this film even if we don't have $1 million budget, even if we don't have Tom Cruise in our movie, you know, whatever. We got Tim Curry. That's just as good in our opinion.
If we could, we would have a series of Blood Brothers series and just continue, because there's so many episodes that we could spin off of this. I mean, we could continue with this forever because
I'm currently working on a sequel, plotting it out. But I still have to go back and devote myself to the ending of the book of Blood Brothers Life Harvest, which will be done later this
we have
year.
So many ideas and so many projects on the back burner. We could literally have a channel like the Shudder channel. We could literally have so many creepy films because everything we think up is creepy or scary. Like I have a ghostly film that I could do right now off of a book that I've written. It's almost finished. And then we have another one about witches.
And she has a children's audiobook that's about to be finished.
It's very creepy. It's like Coraline.
Nice.
But it's completely different.
It's kind of been under the radar because all of our projects we're so creative that it's like it takes over. We cannot stop. So if we start a project, even if it's still not finished, we have another project that has to be made whether we like it or not. So
we're working on usually 5 things at a time.
And all 5 of them will be done next year. They are finally going to be done.
We'll probably have the audiobook done by Christmas. And it is an audio drama. It's got like 30 actors in it. It has music, original score music. And I've got all British cast. So it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a kind of a UK celebration.
And Louise White came down for the zombies. Along with Charlotte, her aunt.
Yeah, her aunt.
And they were amazing.
Charlotte became a corpse bride in our film.
So sexy and fun.
Very sexy.
And it was just a blast to work with them.
A lot of romance. A lot of romance in it.
Well, the Zoom just warned me that this recording is going to end in 10 minutes. So we can pick up again if you want, or we can call it quits in 10 minutes, which it's up to you.
I'll tell you what, I only had like one more question written down. If I think of anything else, I got you on Facebook or whatever. I'll reach out to you at that point. For this meeting, though, I did want to cover like Blood Brothers. Is it going to be streaming, digital, physical? When can we expect?
I'm hoping for a theater release. I've been talking to some friends in the UK. They're talking about possible theater release in the UK. I'm open to something here also. I would love to see it on the Shudder channel, HBO, Max Stars.
We've got a lot of attention coming in.
We've been approached by 5 different distributors so far, but we haven't chosen where we're going to go with it.
Yeah, so we're still waiting to see what happens.
I'd like to do I like to do some festivals too.
As soon as
absolutely.
we have a finished pitch, we're going to send it to some distribution giants and see if they're interested. And so far, they have said that they do want to see what we have for them. So we're very excited. We have some help with our film coming in from our other production company that's helping us with this, called Foster Castle Productions. And he's given us some great advice too. So we're just taking in everything, and we're basically just in the trenches, finishing all of our hard work up and see what we get at the end of it. Right. We had 5 hours worth of footage that I was very attached to, but I have managed to cut it down to 2 hours and 30 minutes. I can hopefully get it even lower, but it was quite painful because a lot of my fun extra scenes completed. They'll be in the special features.
Yeah, that's what you got the special features for. Just throw it all there. Make the director's cut. Make it 3 hours long. You know,
Yeah, 5 hours long. Who knows?
yeah, 5 hours long. I'd sit through it. So hey. But yeah, if I think of any more questions, you know, I'll get in touch with you and whatnot. I personally just want to say that I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I hope you know, everybody else is excited as I am who's seen the trailer, because that trailer, excellently shot, excellently edited. It had professional.
I was the only camera woman.
Oh, yeah?
I filmed the whole thing. It was it's a feather in my cap. I'm very proud of it.
Good job, because that trailer looked really awesome. I was like, this doesn't look like independent film trailers.
No, it doesn't.
It's scary. It's a very scary film.
The movie does not look like an independent film. When I was watching our playbacks, I'm like, this looks like Netflix. This looks like something amazing.
Lionsgate.
So we're very excited. We're trying unsuccessfully at this point to raise some crowdfunding on our Indiegogo.
We'd love some support from the fans.
Yeah, come on, fans.
Yeah.
All woman studio, yay!
We're self-funding here. We need some help. We very much appreciate it.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. You guys are doing it well. Loving it so far. I'm went through the website. Like I said, I'm interested in almost every project you got going on. So I'll probably be
wonderful.
Focused on you guys for a hot minute.
We'd love to do another interview.
Yeah, we're having a blast with all this stuff. And
yeah, absolutely.
We love talking about our projects and ourselves.
Of course.
Right. Backs. Yeah, I would love to do another one as well. If you guys are game for it, you know, we'll stay in touch, and we'll keep each other updated on schedules and whatnot. I'd be more than happy to do another one with you. So
sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was great talking to you guys. Keep up the great work. I'm looking forward to everything you got coming down the pike. Super excited.
Remember, fans, it's Blood Brothers Life Harvest. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook.
Everywhere online.
And then on Dagon Troll World Chronicles. That is our special project with Tim Curry.
Doug Bradley.
And Doug Bradley. You can find us everywhere. Online. So just Google Dagon Troll World Chronicles or Blood Brothers Life Harvest. Next year, everything will be finished.
All right.
Yay.
Well, again, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to doing it again. And until we do, you guys stay spooky.
You too.
You too. Thanks.
You got it. Have a good day, ladies.